fine Friday afternoon to you. Evan and Tiki here on the Fan. I guess it's like a spring-like Friday. Couple of things. Number one, salute to BT. Great show. If you want to rewind, check it out on the Odyssey app. Salute to Tiki Barber. Tiki's back, and he's back as a champion because he went to the Derek Jeter golf event and won it!
Yes, we did. We did. But let me also say best wishes to BT. BT was my partner, as you know, for 11 years. And then we jumped over to the Fan for a season, and I've been with you ever since then. So lots of respect for BT. Taught me a lot about baseball. The reason I can have these conversations with you is because he forced me to talk baseball.
He turned you into a baseball savant.
I know, and now I've gotten really good at it. But a lot of respect for BT.
Amen.
He's
Amen.
a great man, great family man, and we'll miss him here at WFAN.
Absolutely.
But yes, I did go down to Derek Jeter's tournament, and I was partnered with a group that was very interesting, and I'll get to the reason why in a second. But we won because we made a ton of putts. And Vito and who else? Brett and Brad and Eugene. Those guys were awesome to play with. But most importantly, Vito, there was a hole, par 5, where you could buy a hole-in-one.
Buy a hole-in-one?
Yeah, it costs a lot. You're raising money. It's all about raising money for Jeter's Turn 2 Foundation, and he's done an amazing job. 29 years going strong with Turn 2. And guess what Vito did? He bought a hole-in-one.
Oh, wow.
So we got a 1 on a 5, a par 5. And so, yes, we won, but we might have skirted the rules a little bit. Or actually, we just bought our way to victory, which is what the Mets were supposed to be doing.
And this is why Tiki is so important right now, because there is mixed messages going on regarding the New York Mets. And by the way, we got a busy show today. The new afternoon program, Craig and C-Mac will stop by at about 4:20, 4:30. We will also unveil the most memorable moments from New York sports coming up right at 4 o'clock in 25 for 25. And we'll get you set for what is a horrible weekend of local NFL football. But earlier today, and this did cause an outrage in my Mets text chat, and certainly amongst Met fans. And it was a little blurb written by Mike Puma in the New York Post, in which he writes, the Mets estimate their payroll for next season to fall somewhere in the $310 to $320 million range with multiple holes remaining. This much seems clear. The team isn't in a hurry to challenge the Dodgers payroll mark from last season of $400 million. So that's posted. And very quickly, Met fans say, Cohen is lowering the payroll. What the hell is this? Cohen is lowering the payroll. Steve Cohen, who has been very silent on social media. He's used it before, but for the most part over the last few months, he's been very quiet. In fact, his last main post occurred after the Met collapse, in which he apologized to the fans.
Yes.
But during the offseason, we haven't heard from Steve until today to respond to that little blurb in the New York Post. And I want you to read his response. You tell me what this all means, and I'll certainly tell you as a Met fan my feelings towards it. Steve writes, payroll watchers, as typical, the usual idiots misinterpreting a Post article on Mets payroll for 26. I can't imagine our payroll to be lower than last year. It's always hard to predict, but that would be my best guess. He then posts right after that to say, payroll watchers always forget to budget for waiver claims, player movement from minors to majors, and trade deadline moves. That's how it typically works.
Right, so who's he calling the idiot here?
Yeah, he's calling someone the usual idiots. Who's the idiot?
Well, it sounds like it's the New York Post writer. Because he's the one that gave the Fan the number that then the Fan reacted to.
No, I think he's calling fans idiots.
But why?
Because, listen, again, as typical, the usual idiots misinterpreting a Post article. So he's saying the article is fine. He's saying, you dummies who give me money, you idiots who are freaking out on social media and saying, all I care about is a casino and I'm cheap and all that kind of stuff.
Why's he got to be so
You're
mean?
Idiots.
Why's he got to be so mean? Why's he got to be so harsh? Why you got to call your fans and your friends, so to speak, that are paying exorbitant prices to go to Citi Field? Why are you calling them idiots?
That is my biggest issue with that.
That's a misstep, man.
It is a huge misstep, and we'll get into what he means, and certainly you can interpret it for us. But as a fan, Steve, kiss our asses right now. And I don't mean like that in a derogatory way. I'm saying be nice to us.
Right.
Like, don't take the approach of, you guys are idiots. Take the approach of what you did the day after the season ended, which is, I'm sorry. And I'm also sorry that you guys are devastated over the loss of Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz. But trust me, we're going to continue to spend. Don't be frightened. Like, what Steve should have done, if I'm going to give him any advice, not that he wants any from me because I'm an idiot, apparently, even though I didn't misinterpret the article. I didn't even react to the article.
Right.
But what Steve should do is be the kind of leader that says, I got you. Don't worry. Don't freak out. But to attack your fans by saying the usual idiots misinterpreting a Post article on Mets payroll. Met fans are angry right now, Mr. Cohen. Now, they may be happy come April, but right now in this moment, as we get ready for Christmas, they're not happy with you.
Evan, I also think because he doesn't post anymore. He doesn't go out and tell the fan how he feels on social media. And the one thing that he should have done was say, after the Pete Alonso signing, Edwin Diaz less so, but mainly the Pete Alonso leaving, going to Baltimore, he should have said what the fan felt. This sucks. We wanted to keep Pete here. Explain it. Like, give an emotional reaction that the fan could relate to. By not saying anything, it's almost like he's saying, I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
And now you're calling him idiot. So let's follow. Edwin Diaz goes to the Dodgers because you don't communicate well with him. Pete Alonso leaves, you say good riddance.
Never made an offer.
Never made an offer, and you don't say anything about it.
Right.
And then when the payroll question comes forward today, it's you guys are a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
It's misstep after misstep after public misstep after public misstep after public misstep. Look, this may work out phenomenal for the New York Mets. And again, we have to wait to judge that until the offseason is done, until you get ready to go to pitchers and catchers and the season's about to start. And ultimately, you got to judge what happens at the end of 2026. But right now, the public misstep by the Mets is clear and evident, and it is frustrating if you're a Met fan.
No doubt. And when I say kiss my ass, like sometimes kiss my ass is used as like screw you. I'm not saying that.
Kiss my ass.
I'm saying you should kiss our tookuses and be nice to us.
Now, can you please just come over here and kiss my butt, make me feel better?
Yes.
It's two different ways to say kiss my ass.
You're right. That's on me. So for all you idiots that misinterpreted it. But that's what I think the Met fan wants. Like, I look at leadership, and I say what I want a leader to do, and I look at the owner of the New York Mets, like the owner of the New York Yankees, like the owner of the New York Knicks. I look at owners as like their presidents, presidents. Make us feel better.
Yes.
Like, we understand that right now we can't see the whole picture. We can't see what the final payroll is going to be. We can't see how you're going to replace the production of Pete Alonso, and I get that. It's like a painting. We've used that analogy before. But don't come out attacking. Like, what you need to do right now, especially if you're going to want to sell tickets, which I'm sure are not going to get off to a good start once they go on sale, is basically pull the Bill Clinton. And I'm not even the biggest Bill Clinton fan, but he did something really smart in 92 during that campaign. He just said, I feel your pain. It was a very simple line. He said it to the American people. I feel your pain. I'm convinced that's why he got elected, along with Ross Perot spoiling it. Those two reasons got him elected. What I need as a Met fan, I'm just one guy, feel our pain. Feel our pain. You don't have to get defensive. You don't have to say we're idiots. Just feel our pain.
Show the Met fan that you're on his side.
Yes.
Because apparently this is what he bought the Mets for, because he's a Met fan. And he's going to treat it like a Met fan, but obviously one with prudence, and you hire the right president of baseball operations, and you hopefully put together a winner. But ultimately, you got to approach it, or at least publicly support it like you're a Met fan. And he's not doing that at all. It's almost like he's gotten on the defensive because he's getting attacked. Because Edwin Diaz leaves, Pete Alonso leaves without an offer. You're bringing in all these ex-Mets, at least in the bullpen. Devin Williams and who was the one they just
Luke Weaver. Don't forget Luke.
Right, Devin Williams and Luke Weaver. And, it's just there's not a ton going on. It doesn't feel like you're using your resources to gain advantage. And the Met fan wants to know why.
And if you're going to use social media as the bully pulpit or a way to communicate with fans, then communicate with us. Like right now in the Steve Cohen era, and he's been here for a good 5 years, since late in 2020 when he officially took over from the Wilpon regime. And trust me, as mad as we may be at times at Steve Cohen, no one wants to go back to the Wilpon regime.
No.
But in the last 5 years, I think this is the moment where Mets fans are their most angry. They're most angry coming off a collapse, and they're most angry coming off an offseason in which there's a lot of what's going on.
Right.
So use the bully pulpit to calm us down. Use the bully pulpit.
Don't attack.
Right. And I'm sorry. I take it, I'm just one man, as this is an attack on fans, not writers. And I'll tell you why. Because that New York Post article came out behind a paywall, and I didn't know about it, honestly. And you know me, I'm all over the Mets stuff doing Ricos until about 5 minutes before Steve Cohen tweeted. I found out about it because I started getting emails in the Rico, and I went to the article myself, and then I was getting text messages like, can you believe what Steve's doing to Payroll? So I didn't see any writers attack the Mets.
Right.
I saw Met fans attack the Mets.
That's right.
So when Steve says, as typical, the usual idiots, I think, fair and right to say he was attacking Met fans. He was attacking people who are angry on social media or angry by emailing the Rico. I haven't seen an expose in the New York Times calling Steve Cohen out for being cheap. I haven't seen that. We didn't even hear Sports Talk Radio mention it.
No.
Like, it wasn't a thing. So maybe you will interpret it differently. As typical, the usual idiots refers to Met fans. That's how I take it.
Yeah.
And if he wants to clarify it. Because right now, I feel like I'm under attack.
Okay, so maybe
I didn't even do anything.
Maybe he's talking about the trolls. Maybe he's not. He's talking about the comment trolls, the subtweeting trolls. Maybe that's what he's talking about. But a lot of those people who are responding or whatever are also Met fans,
Right.
And so you can't lump everybody in because it just feels like you're attacking your fan base. Because he's not talking about the media. You're right. When you reread it, he stands by what the report says. It's just the reactions to the report is what he's upset about.
Now, we are open-minded people. There are some who think he wasn't attacking fans. He was attacking writers. Let's hear from the other side, including Keem in Bridgeport. Keem, you took that as an attack on writers and not fans?
Hey, Tiki, you should be ashamed of yourself. Letting Evan go on this long rant, getting Met fans all riled up. That is not what he's trying to say.
Okay,
man.
so what's he saying? My gut was like you, Keem. I thought he was attacking the writer.
What he did was, with all the stuff coming out and him being not being a fan's best eye there, I think he was just trying to calm everybody down. Like, whoa, we're not trying to do that. Like, I didn't say that. Like, he is talking about the writers, whether he wrote it wrong or not. But it's a calculated man, so I don't, I just think that was more of like just saying it the wrong way. So
let me get this straight, Keem. You started off by saying, basically, I'm an unhinged idiot. And then you, by the end of it, said, this is the way I interpret it. Okay, good for you. You can interpret however you want.
Yeah, that's the problem with social media. It's going to get interpreted many different ways.
Yeah, and the reason I interpret it, and I'll stand by this, as an attack on fans is I haven't heard any media members comment on it. Like, what am I missing? It was a blurb in the New York Post behind a paywall that I only heard about through other fans complaining and talking about the payroll and what the payroll may be. So maybe Steve meant to rip writers, but as Tiki said, under the unknown of social media, we're going to interpret it however we want or how we deem it. And I interpret it as the idiots are fans.
By the way, all he had to not do was say idiots. If he just says this is a misinterpretation of whatever, then we'll be fine. It's just now he's making his point clear without insulting anybody.
And here's the other thing. And Sean, this is a big day for Sean Morash because he's learning how to press buttons. But as a Yankee fan, I think I'm going to have a drop the mic moment for you and for every Yankee fan out there who's listening in on this conversation. If Hal Steinbrenner put a statement like that out, what would Yankee fans' reaction be?
We'd be upset.
There's where you got to turn your mic on. You're getting close.
This is a disaster already.
Go ahead.
We'd be upset. We'd be furious.
Yes, you would take it as Hal just called me an idiot.
Yes, I'm an idiot. I don't know where this money's going. I don't know how to read bylines. I'd be furious. I'd be pissed off. I read Steve Cohen's tweet and said Hal got in his ear. That's the way I read it.
And so we are still living in a world in which there are some Met fans who are going to always defend Steve Cohen. There are going to be some Met fans who are all ready to attack him for everything. I'm in the middle, man. I don't want to attack Steve Cohen, nor do I want to be his press secretary. I'm going to be honest. And you may not like my honesty sometimes. Sometimes it'll be I'm kissing Steve Cohen's ass. And sometimes it'll be I'm horrible. Well, right now I took it as The fans are idiots. You guys don't know what you're talking about.
That's
now
what it
shut up
sounded
and let me
like.
do my job.
That's what it sounded like.
Thank you, Tiki.
Just in time for you guys to spend that money at that holiday season with those tickets, huh? Nice and cheery.
Tommy, did you take that as Steve Cohen calling you and others idiots?
No. Not me, but I think Tiki's onto something. It's probably the bad faith Twitter accounts, because think about it, he went on Twitter, so he's probably getting a lot of mentions, and it's probably the same trolls that mention him all the time. So he put out this statement to shut them up because those people could, perpetuate that kind of propaganda. Right. So he's shutting it down, and he used the word idiots, not for me, not for you, Evan, but for the trolls.
But it does leave it open for interpretation.
He needs to tweet something else out. I said I was talking about
agree.
Met fan Bobby Bonilla 655_ on Twitter.
Exactly. And the like.
I think as an owner, you got two choices right now when you're going through the midst of an offseason. Either address what's bothering fans, and I think Steve can do that in a very eloquent way, which is, I feel your pain. I know you're upset. You got to trust us. We have a broader plan.
He should have done that after the Pete Alonso day. Edwin Diaz day happens, what was that, Tuesday?
Yep.
Monday.
It was on a Tuesday. Pete was on a Wednesday.
Pete Alonso day happened on a Wednesday. But Thursday at the latest, he should have addressed it.
Yes, I think that's an option. I don't think he has to.
I think he should have, I'm saying, because all of this rhetoric, this vitriol that you're starting to feel from Met fans, and it's not anything vicious like, I hate this team, I'm never supporting this team. It's more like, what in the hell are you doing?
Right.
It just would have been calmed down if he would have said something. I feel your pain. We have a strategic plan where we love Pete Alonso. He'll always be remembered as a great Met, but this is blah, blah, blah. We're going someplace else.
Yes.
And then he never did it. And instead, the next thing you hear is, you bunch of idiots misinterpreting what was, a good report. I don't know. It's almost like he's not reading the room.
Tone deaf
right
is the
now.
word. Yeah.
He's
This is tone deaf. The other option, and I'm not even opposed to it, is don't say anything until the painting has been drawn. Like, if you're not going to ease the Met fans' pains from Diaz and Alonso, if you're not going to take that approach, then don't decide on December 19th to attack people about payroll. Then what I would say is don't say anything.
Yes.
Because I get it. We are in the midst of an offseason. Like, as angry as I may have been or still am about what's happened so far, I try to be open-minded enough to know, hey, the roster hasn't been built yet. So I think as owner, you have two options. Either make us feel better and feel our pain, or don't say a word. And Steve decided not to do either. He decided to jump in and call someone, I believe fans, a bunch of idiots. We'll get to your calls on this next, 888-808-1019. Plus, last night, two very special things happened. One was in Indianapolis, one was in Seattle. We'll get to it coming up live from the Town Fair Tire Studios. Powered by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.